Hi to all the dinosaur enthusiasts out there. Roar! Today I'm gonna be in the dark. Do you know why? It's because these Spinosaurids that we're gonna talk about today might have been nocturnal. And since only partial skeletons of these dinosaurs have been found, I thought I would only present to you a part of myself, just my voice. Spinosaurids were theropods, which means they ate meat, and they were tetanurae theropods, which means they evolved into lizards. Spinosaurids had scales on their backs, and they were the only group of dinosaurs to have it, and all of them did. They also had very strong, heavy arms and claws that they used to tear down their prey, not like the tiny, puny little arms of the T-Rex. Our first Spinosaurid for today is the Irritator. Irritator was 26 feet long, 8 feet tall, and it weighed 1.1 tons. That's more than 2,000 basketballs. That's a lot of basketballs. Irritator lived from 115 to 110 million years ago, which is the Middle Cretaceous period, in the Albian stage. It was found in Brazil in 1996, and if you're wondering why it's called Irritator, because that's a pretty weird name for a dinosaur, it's because when the paleontologists were carrying it from Brazil to the lab, they realized it was very irritating to do it. And the species name is Challengeri, so I wonder if that came from if they thought that it was very challenging to do. Our next Spinosaurid for today is Suchomimus. Suchomimus was 36 feet long, 15 feet tall, and it weighed 5 tons. That's the weight of 5 Irritators, so this was a fat dinosaur. Suchomimus lived 115 million years ago, which was still the Middle Cretaceous period in the Albian stage. Suchomimus means crocodile mimic, and that makes sense because it had a very crocodile-like head, like all the other Spinosaurids. And it had a very long snout and nostrils on top of its head. And not a very powerful jaw pressure, but its head was 5 feet long, which is enough to fit a whole full-grown human. Suchomimus lived in Niger, Africa, and it actually lived very close to the Irritator, but you might be wondering how that's possible because the Irritator lived in South America and Suchomimus lived in Africa, which are two separate continents. Back then, they were connected, and because of continental drifting over millions and millions of years, they drifted apart like how they are now. And even if you look at today's map, they look like they fit perfectly into each other like puzzle pieces, but they're huge continents. Our next Spinosaurid is Baryonyx. Baryonyx was 30 feet long, 9 feet tall, and it weighed 1.5 tons. So overall, it was a little bit bigger than the Irritator, but not much. Baryonyx lived much earlier than these two other Spinosaurids. It lived from 130 to 125 million years ago in the early Cretaceous period, and specifically the Biremian stage. Baryonyx was found in 1983 in England by William Walker, and that's where its species name, walkeri, comes from. Its full name is Baryonyx walkeri. Our next Spinosaurid for today is Icthyovenator. Icthyovenator was 25 to 30 feet long, 10 feet tall, and it weighed 2.2 tons. So overall about the same size as the Irritator, but 2 times as heavy, so it was very fat. Or maybe it was the Irritator that was thin. I don't know. So Icthyovenator lived from 125 to 113 million years ago, which is the Aptian stage. Icthyovenator was found in 2010 in Laos, Asia, and it's in southeastern Asia. And that's where the species name laosensis comes from. So this dinosaur had a long name. It's Icthyovenator laosensis, and it's long even for a dinosaur. Our last Spinosaurid for today is Oxalaia. Oxalaia is 39 to 46 feet long. It weighed 5 to 7 tons, which is 6 times as heavy as the Irritator. So this was overall way larger than many of the other Spinosaurids. Oxalaia lived much later in the Cretaceous period, from 105 to 93 million years ago. And Oxalaia was found in 1999 in northeastern Brazil, but it was not named until 2011 when further studies were conducted on it. And guys, here I am, your friend Abhinav Gandhi. Have a happy new year, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, and see you next time.